Another video. Today, we are playing, Madden 23 again. This is the franchise mode of, the Buccaneers franchise. Well, it's the Buccaneers this season. I don't know if it's gonna be Buccaneers next season. Game got pretty tight yesterday. We were down by like 3 or 4 scores. Then come the third quarter, we somehow caught up and won the game. Anyway, this is game 2 of season 1. Well, not game 2, it's more like game, 5 or 6. 5, actually. I just did the math. Anyway, today it is Tampa Bay, versus New Orleans. Let's get into it. I'm gonna check the momentum factors, and I'm probably also gonna do kickoff as well. Yeah. What? Oh no. Oh no. Hold on, guys.
These players are on the last year of their contract.
Now the game can start, I think.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see Raheem Mostert. He was steady for them on the ground a week ago, reaching the century mark and adding a score. It's the Bucs and the Saints, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
We are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they come off a good win in the opener on the road, and they get a second road game here.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't really do them any favors, but if they can win here and get to 2-0 on the road, they can be well set up for the rest of the year.
So yeah, guys, I'm gonna do the kick return and the just so I can see the momentum thing.
Some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get a timeout. Here's we got an injured Buccaneer. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Stafford going to throw from the outset. And he'll just
By the way, yes,
it.
guys, I did sign a few.
And there on your screen, Charles, the
new
key inactive guys
quarterbacks.
out this week.
And there's never anything good about any injury. But there's a silver lining to that.
And I also changed Matthew Stafford's number. I don't know why, but I did. Anyway, let's go.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Throwing on third down, Stafford. That one thrown away from the pocket. And the officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Jones. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Throwing, Jones. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Hang on now, we're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's a give to 8. Now the ball comes loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. He's going to drop this underneath. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. And the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Operating from the gun, Jones. The throw taken in by Sims. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
A gain of 3 yards.
Jones now throwing on first down. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Sims. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. On second and very short, Jones. And it's caught. Touchdown. Mike Evans. His first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Saints take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Tristan Vizcaino for the extra point. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. A give up the middle to Carter. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Off play action. Jones. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw taken in by Evans here. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Looking to throw. Jones. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll look to throw again. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Buccaneers have it. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A 2nd fumble recovery in this 1st quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the 1st fumble recovery, they were eager to get a 2nd one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Well, the Bucs and Saints expected to possibly be the two to slug it out for the NFC South title in 2022. The Saints have had the Bucs number pretty much since the arrival of Tom Brady, at least in the regular season. They're 4-0 against Tampa Bay the last 2 seasons in the regular season. But remember, when Tampa won the Super Bowl, they did defeat New Orleans en route to that title. The Bucs at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do them any favors. They gave them 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games. What a setup for the rest of the season for us.
Looking downfield for Jones. And this one is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Stafford. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. That ball complete to Isabella. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Here's Tyler Newsome now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now Carter to start the drive. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Carter. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford to the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. From the 16, Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw, Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. But some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
They'll start on the ground. Carter. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Big tackle for loss by D'Angelo Malone. Just an excellent play.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Jones. A throw to the flat for Carter. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and
Back to throw. Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Throwing is Stafford. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So a new man under center here, Charles. It's the ultra-rare quarterback trade, and he delivers a strike there.
And you just don't see this happen very often. Changing of teams during the season at the quarterback position, but they expect impact from him, and they should get it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Open man downfield. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well. So now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield, in open space, that's dangerous as well, because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Jones. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled.
Is out. Todd Bowles not pleased with the ruling on the field, and he's going to ask the officials to take another look. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Now Jones on 1st and 10. He'll drop this underneath to Carter, and he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. And this one caught downfield by Evans. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. There's Evans again, complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going. To
throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Donovan Peoples-Jones. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Now the try here for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Stafford now to throw. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third-down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Tyler Newsome now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Landry agile. Now a hit and a loose football. Past the 20. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
On for the extra point try, Andrew Mevis. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Saints 14, Buccaneers 7.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Carter straight ahead. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's a game of 5. Brings up 2nd.
Looking to throw. Jones. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
It's a game of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw. Jones. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it. There And Siposs on to punt as he'll get this one away now. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Stafford's throw here into the hands of Jones. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Stafford on first down. And he whips that one incomplete there. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Stafford. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Stafford. Able to find Isabella. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burton?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Again, it's Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Here's Stafford. To Thompson on the screen. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he'll get this underneath to Thompson. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And now we'll see punter Tyler Newsome. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now Jones. He'll drop that down to Carter underneath. On 2nd down, a run with Carter. And some space here. He's got room past the 30. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 50 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing Jones. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
How about the first half he's putting together? Well over 100 yards already with that last catch. And to me, they'd be well served to keep looking his way. A number of big plays already in this one.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Looking Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Toward the pylon. caught. Touchdown, Saints. Michael Carter, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was finished off by a Michael Carter touchdown reception. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Taken in at the 3. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So out come the Bucs now. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And he's able to get it back here to the 43. Not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
But the focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company. He really continues to pick apart this defense. Last drive, perfect, and it culminated in his 3rd touchdown pass.
As long as we've been doing this, how many times has a player in this type of a zone described the game as really slowed down?
Yep.
So right now, instead of warp speed, it's
snail's pace.
Oh, snail's pace for him, and he can do whatever he wants with it. He has all the time in the world to throw the ball, and his offensive line has been giving him that. And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Shotgun snap and a give to Carter. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Muscle damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. A delayed give to Gallman. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Looking to throw again on second down. Stafford. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bucs on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. The Saints say they have it, and they do. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
So here are the Saints to take over. They lead things here as they start 1st and 10, trying to get rid of that bad taste in their mouth from the loss last week to the Atlanta Falcons. Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
It's not exactly round and round we go, but I'm looking at the poor defenses. All right, back-to-back possessions. The ball's turned over.
Back-to-back plays.
I mean, just that quickly, and you think you're going to the bench to get a little break, and all of a sudden you're hearing sudden change, get back out there, grabbing your helmets and running back out on the field. I don't think it's going to affect them much now, but if this keeps up, you're going to have 2 very angry defenses yelling at the offense to take care of the ball.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. They give it here to Thompson. And he'll be stopped at about the 38 after a pickup of 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the 50, it's Stafford. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise, and start to put together some drives.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. He'll hit Mostert again here. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford looking left side, and he's got it. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Throwing again is Stafford. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Caught on the right side by Jones. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Here's Jones. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 35. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Operating from the gun, Jones. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. To throw again on 2nd down, Jones. And, that would get a wind-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. On 2nd and 2, Stafford. He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Giants who are out in front. Sterling Shepard, a touchdown reception. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And you can see they have the lead in that one as that game's gone to halftime. Quarterback Justin Fields with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Michael Gallup, a touchdown reception. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these 2 teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. Well, they come out and take a look at him. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. operating from the gun. Jones. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Jones from the gun on 3rd down. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford. That ball complete to Isabella. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, a 22.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He finds his man complete. It's Pratt. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
The work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. From the red zone now, Stafford. That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. To the air again, Stafford. A slant to Jones. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Zay Jones, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Jones now throwing to start the drive. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dorian O'Daniel. And the return will stop right around the 25. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. And the Buccaneers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets them down to the 6-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Here's Mostert. And he loses the football a second time. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. Now he's into the clear. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. 20. 10. 5. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return. And a safe touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one. And it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. That's what they've done all game long.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
From the 50, Stafford. And hitting Juju on the slant. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Up the middle they go with Mostert. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Here's Stafford. And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Zay Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep him in it.
Now, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
The extra point by Mevis is up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. This offense returning out there, and really you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. And down he'll go at the 25. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now Jones on first down. Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Here's a run with Akers on second down. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on third down, Jones. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. Stafford now to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Man open, here is Jones. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to...
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Stafford. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
On second and goal, Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's third and goal. Throwing is Stafford. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Logan Thomas from 4 yards out. And the Bucs are back within a score. No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Montrell Washington on the return from his end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Saints 31.
This one fielded at the 5. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They had that lead that is now gone. It is completely gone. Yeah, how does that affect the psyche? Or am I reading into that too much? They should be okay still?
No, you're not reading into it too much at all. You've got to wonder what the psyche is of a team because once you build up a lead and things are rolling pretty well, you don't expect it to change. And for it to change this dramatically, and now they're the team doing the chasing, yeah, you want to check out where they are mentally and whether or not they have it in them to come back. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, they're on their heels a bit right now. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll get 15 and the Saints first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Out of the gun, they run with Carter. And he loses the football a second time. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A give up the middle to Akers. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 51 yards on the ground for him so far. The offense on third down, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Jones. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Cam Akers. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
Going for it, it's Carter. He needed 2, he only got 1. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. This now a chance at the very least to burn some clock following that fourth down stop. Points would be ideal, as they certainly wouldn't mind some breathing room. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
And that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start on the ground. Carter. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Carter. And some room to work. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. Oh, what a move. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line.
On the give, this is Akers. He will push his way down to about the 14. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd.
They'll go again here with Akers. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Throwing, Jones. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 40. The 20. 10. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now Mevis for the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. And we shift to spotlighting Mike Evans. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Looking to throw. Jones over the middle, and Sims lost it. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the the box. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Beavis on to attempt the point after. And the lead is up to 18 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Back to throw again. That's complete to Gallman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Evans, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Jones pass complete. Fumble on the play. Recovered by Tampa Bay.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Second down, here's Mostert again. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run here with and it's out. He put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Here's Jones. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Delivering a pass here to Evans on the out route.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
looking to throw again on second down. Jones looking Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
gain of 9 yards. And the Saints.
They'll run on first down with Akers. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now second
They
and
give up
6.
the middle to Carter. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Akers diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. There on that drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Fielded just outside the goal line, and up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Tampa Bay offense set to go again. They've got the 2-score lead. Look, though, they fumbled last possession, led to a touchdown. So while things look good here at this stage in the fourth, they got to be careful.
They definitely do, because they've actually brought them back into it, haven't they? They've given them hope once again. Their purpose on this drive, squash that hope one more time.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 85 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. Left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They hand it off to Mostert. Oh, he's got some. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are on their way to a 2-0 start. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking the 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. To throw again on second down. Jones. This is caught by Evans. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. From the 44, Jones, Akers, back-to-back catches. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. Jones off the play fake. He's going to look deep now for Landry. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
They'll run here with Balaj. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
And the Buccaneer first down.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Tampa Bay, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.
Well, we won 56-38. I am thinking of trading Matthew Stafford though, because I don't quite think he was a fit for the Buccaneers, like at all. But anyway, I am going to. Speaking of, is he? Oh, we have Juju Smith-Schuster. Okay. Wow. Anyway, yeah, let me see if I can go trade Stafford for somebody good. But I don't know what team. I don't know what team. Ooh, I could have it in. Yeah, let's try to get Aaron Rodgers, actually. No! Dang it! Alright, let's try getting somebody. Prescott? Oh my gosh, come on! Joe Burrow, I doubt it. Tom Brady, again. Actually, yeah, let's try getting Tom Brady back.
This player has a zone ability. This is a powerful ability.
Alright, I'm gonna go, guys, but I'm also gonna get this figured out real quick. Bye, guys.